I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Welcome to Total Apex Media. I'm Andrew, and here with Brandon, our other host for the Total Apex Sports podcast that we do every Friday. And we got some guests from Total Apex Sports. We got the new writer here. Well, not new writer, but new guest, Nick. And then we got Jacob from last week and Shane from previous podcast. But today we're going to be covering some NFL news and then some MLB and NBA news before we hit the first part of NFL free agency, because the NFL season, I would say there's like a good 2-week break, but once the combine hits, and then right after free agency, that's when things get started. So moving on to the NFL news. Since Nick, you weren't here for our Super Bowl preview podcast and post-game podcast, what did you think about the Super Bowl just as a whole?
I enjoyed every second of it, even though a lot of my because I'm a Jets fan, a lot of the guys we drafted were on that team. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Leonard Williams. I'm happy for Sam. I mean, the way he got treated as a Jet really angered me, and I thank Adam Hedgase for that. But I'm happy for him, and man, it was so enjoyable to see the Patriots just look lost.
Yeah. I guess the big question now everyone's going to try to find is, especially the teams that need a quarterback, who's the next Sam Darnold? Can that even be done? Just a free agent quarterback, or maybe a 1-year bust that didn't have a good 2025 season, and suddenly they just turn around the franchise. I guess we can start at the top. Jacob, is there any quarterback you see on a current team, or a quarterback that is a current free agent or might get traded that could do that?
I don't think on the current market, just because all the really good teams, because Sam went from a good team to another good team, so that kind of helps in that regard. I can't really see any of the quarterbacks on the market right now being able to go to a good team and then, having a Sam Darnold kind of rejuvenation sort of thing. So I just don't see it this cycle. Maybe next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I disagree. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. There's one quarterback I could see if he's available via trade, and he's not getting mentioned, and I think I need to mention him. Will Levis. I think that would be the perfect quarterback.
That's a bold choice.
Look, Levis wasn't good during his rookie year, but let's be real. He had Brian Callahan, an offensive line coach, basically try to coach him up. Yeah. I think a change of scenery, you sprinkle a little bit of coaching, a little bit of mayo, because I've heard he loves mayo, and in the right system, I think he could be that breakout type of quarterback, Because remember, people thought this guy was going to go first overall when he was declaring in the draft. I wasn't one of those guys, but he's the type of guy, if available via trade, I could see him doing that. And bold prediction, I think he's going to Kansas City.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I have not heard that one. I guess I guess the one player, we're going to talk about the free agents, depending on what offensive scheme he goes to. Malik Willis was very good in Green Bay. I know it was a simplified offense, but, give the right coordinator, a mobile quarterback like that, maybe he can show something. Brandon, is there another quarterback prospect that you think could, kind of do what Darnold did?
Well, here's a guy with a good defense like Seattle's down in the Houston area who's been there that could do the similar thing that Sam Darnold just did in C.J. Stroud. Now, it's not a similar case Sam Darnold because he's only really had two subpar years, but that defense has the recipe to do what Seattle just did. And all Stroud has to do is get the weapon. If that gets the weapons around Stroud, look out for Houston next year.
He needs an offensive line more than that too. I mean, look, Stroud wasn't good, but he had no time to make a throw, and I still don't understand why they traded Laramie Tunsil.
Oh yeah, that was probably
that made no sense at all. And then the injuries started to pile, and Houston had no depth on offensive line. And keep in mind as well, his receiving room was also banged up. I mean, Nico Collins was hurt, Nathaniel Dell was hurt.
Yeah,
everyone was hurt on that offense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shane, you can speak more on that, and if there's another QB that you think that can bounce back this coming season.
Well, there's one guy, it wouldn't really be bouncing back, but like in terms of like a free agent that could go far in the playoffs is I'm thinking of Daniel Jones, but I kind of think he has a better shot if the Colts just give him whatever he wants and signs him back. I might rather him on that team because any other team that's going to take him, whether it's like Oakland or Tennessee or whatever, it's just going to be basically like a save our team deal. Whereas he has decent pieces on Indianapolis, they could add more. And
well, you got to think this too. Pierce is probably their best deep ball guy. Is he also in the free agents too?
I'd rather put Pittman as my number one. Like I like Pierce, but I'd rather have Pittman as my number one on that offense. I do have to ask you guys a question though, since we're talking Colts. Why is Chris Ballard still here?
That's one of those situations.
That's a great question.
Yes.
I don't know that.
I guess because he's been there for so long, they just don't want to get rid of him. I guess. I mean,
more free agent talk later. Free agent talk.
I mean, the coach in Indianapolis, I understand why he's here, but the GM's been there for 9 years and they've only made the playoffs, I think, like once or twice. Come on, like that's Tom Telesco level of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely after going all in this year, they're gonna feel the heat next year if they can't really get things done. I think maybe in a year or two, like the guy we just talked about, like Anthony Richardson or McCarthy, they just need to be in like a better, like obviously McCarthy has been in Minnesota, but
I mean that's the same with McCarthy too. That McCarthy should not have failed last year. That should not have failed because you got Jettas, you got Addison, like that. That should work nine times out of 100.
Yeah, you got Kevin O'Connell too coaching you. So I mean, and you went 14-3, and the team didn't really change all that much. So and then they regressed so badly because of the quarterback play. So it's a little, I don't know. He's in a pretty good situation. So I don't know if it's just a mental thing with him or if he's actually not as good as we think.
I think it's a confidence issue because we've seen flashes of McCarthy playing well, and even during practices. Like they've seen it. It's just like I think once he had re-aggravated his I think it was his ankle, if I remember correctly. Once that happened, I think in the second game he played where he was looking solid, I think his confidence really was gone. And he never recovered from it.
Well, he was never able to be as mobile as he usually is.
Correct. And the Vikings had they didn't really have a plan because Wentz stinks. I mean, he can't stay healthy. And Max Brosmer's scrub. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking there.
And then the O-line, too. O-line with Darisaw being hurt all year.
It got pretty banged up, too. So maybe just if it's everybody's healthy and he gets his confidence back, I think maybe a lot more improvement on that end.
Yeah. And even I think Aaron Jones, too, as well. The running game was kind of...
Yeah, the running game wasn't...
Yeah. Well,
I love Aaron Jones, but he clearly regressed this year.
He's also going to split a lot of time with Jordan Mason going forward.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help his case either.
Yeah. I have a hot take about the two Super Bowl teams. I actually think that the Seahawks have a better chance at repeating than the Pats being back because I just think the AFC, there's going to have to be a turnaround. The Chiefs might get better, depending on Mahomes' injury, obviously. But, the Ravens, the Bills, they can't.
They're done. They're done. Both teams are done. I'm done with Baltimore. I mean, I was done with them last year when John Harbaugh decided instead of giving it to King Henry in the goal line to keep going to Mark. Why did they extend Mark Andrews again? But the Bills,
I don't know about that.
The Bills are a mess too. But let me just say a thing with the Pats. This year was the easiest road to the Super Bowl I've seen in years, and I respect this Patriot team compared to the Brady and Belichick era. I respect the pieces on there that's not Stephon Diggs and Barrymore, but you can't deny they had it easy. I mean, the regular season was a piece of cake. They faced the Chargers in the wild card, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
I love Herbert, but he's not good in the playoffs. They faced the Texans, who had no offensive line, and then they faced the Broncos, which. That game was not because they lost due to weather. That was because Sean Payton butchered the game plan.
Yeah.
Yes, Jarrett Stidham is a scrub too, but the play calling was abysmal, and I didn't like the coaching decisions there. They had the easiest schedule ever, and I've looked at some of the opponents that they got to face next year. I don't know what weeks they're in yet because the schedule isn't filled yet.
Yeah.
But oh boy, the list of opponents is going to get really, really hard for them.
Yeah, they went from a last place schedule to a first place schedule.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
and who knows if Diggs comes back? By the way, that court case.
I don't think so. Well, he might just get like cut or traded or something. But I think the stint with him in New England, like it was fun when it lasted like early in the season, and then it tailed off a little bit.
Well, then you knew with his history, it was not going to. The honeymoon period was about to come to an end very quickly.
Well, it didn't start for him and Cardi B. I can tell you that.
And also, too, the second part of that, the Seattle repeating, the NFC is only going to get better too. Like you got the Rams in their division, the Niners in their division. You got Philly out east. You got Packers, Bears, Lions in the north. You know, they're going to get better. So the road in the NFC is probably going to be tougher than the AFC, even though the AFC teams that you mentioned are going to get better. The NFC teams are only going to get better too, you know.
Can I, just to piggyback off of that for a second, I did write in an article when I did the Super Bowl recap. I did talk about extensively, like, can they repeat? I gave them a pretty good shot just because they're going to have a lot of great cap space coming up in the offseason.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot of like key players on the market for free agency this season. I think it's only Kenneth Walker that's like the biggest name that's going to be a free agent. He's going to obviously get re-signed for a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
But so they have those two things working for them, and even though they did lose Kubiak, the OC, I think they just have a good enough team to overcome that loss, and then obviously they'll probably
Jacob, you and I both know what happened with our OC last year. We had a good enough team, and you know what happened this year.
Yeah. But Brandon, that's been the case for the Eagles for forever. That was the case in 2023 with
Even
Brandon
Johnson.
Johnson.
It was not the same. So yeah, I know.
So it's not exactly 1-to-1 there, but you know, I think they have enough good pieces, and obviously management knows what they're doing. So I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be at least back in the playoffs. I don't know if they'll make it back to the Super Bowl because the NFC will definitely get better, but definitely a playoff contender and a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, I mean, with how bad the AFC East is, they have a chance they still have a chance to win the division because Miami's going to blow it up soon. I mean, they're absolutely going to swallow the $90 million poison pill of Tua's contract.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets have the worst owner in all of North America sports, so they're out. And I'm done with the Bills. I'm done with them
until proven otherwise. But
and I hate what they did with hiring Joe Brady too. Like hiring Sean McDermott, I get, but Joe Brady he wasn't even that great of an offensive coordinator for Buffalo. I don't know what they're doing here. And that GM has such an ego. Jerry Jones is jealous because I remembered before the season hit, they were warning him about the receiver issue, and the Bills GM went on radio stations and was like going after the media, even cursing at the people who was interviewing him. He did not come off well on that. And they still promoted him even how bad the drafting has been. Like, if this season proved one thing, for Baltimore, for the Chiefs, for Buffalo, for all these teams that stunningly missed the play, even Detroit, drafting matters in this league. And their drafting hasn't been great the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not like they're a big free agency destination either, so that's going against them as well.
Yeah. Harping back to that, like the current odds for the Super Bowl winner next year, it's obviously going to what we all most of us thought like the two best teams were the Seahawks and Rams. And then they have the Ravens and Bills in there. I'm kind of surprised the Patriots are they're down the pecking order a lot, but obviously with the harder schedule on paper at the very least, that's going to change a lot of things. But yeah, Brandon, in terms of the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl, how do you compare it to past Super Bowls? And then we can all chime in after.
Funny you asked that, Andrew. Funny you asked that. So last week after the Super Bowl, ESPN had an article ranking all 60 Super Bowl winners on there. For example, number 53, Andrew knows this team very well. It was the lights out game. 2012 Baltimore Ravens. 53 on this article.
That's 53?
53.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs.
Yep. Only 53. 51. Remember this game? 13-3 against Jared Goff.
God. What
51 was the 18
article.
Patriots on this article. Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. The hypocrisy of it all. So, I'm going to scroll down here. 44, the 2023 Chiefs. Now, we remember what the 2023 Chiefs were, right? Mediocre all the way through the season. Got the playoff run. Niners beat the Niners in overtime. That was not the greatest Super Bowl team. And he has that team above the Ravens team in 2012. Crazy, right? Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. We're going to keep on going here. Oh, the two Eagles Super Bowls. Next up on my right. All right, here we go. 41, the 2017 team that obliterated everybody in the regular season until Wentz got hurt.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Nick Foles had the memorable playoff run of his life that year.
Yeah.
That's 41. Oh, I'm not done yet. What I felt like was the best Super Bowl team, this last year's 2024 Eagles team. Probably one of the best Super Bowl teams I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, no, okay. I'm obviously biased.
We're a little biased on that. Yeah.
When I say this. But that team was hands down one of the best teams, only at 40. You want to know where they ranked 2025 Seattle Seahawks on this list? I'm going to scroll. I'm going to keep on scrolling. I haven't seen
some others. They have them up there.
I haven't seen some others.
Real high,
like 35 is the 2021 Rams. Okay. That was okay. The 2000 Ravens, 34. The 2009 Saints, 33. There's some good teams. 2022 Chiefs, 32. I'll keep on going.
I'm gonna guess they're number one. Are they?
No.
Way.
Close. You're close, man. You're close, Nick.
Number two.
Before you get to the
2020 Cowboys, 10. 1995.
Before you get to the 2025 Seahawks, where was the 2013 one at?
The 2013 Seahawks. I think I just saw it. It's give me a second. I think I just saw it like in the 20s somewhere.
Oh wow!
It was like in the it was like in the 20s, maybe 30s.
Wow.
Maybe I didn't just see it. Hold on, let me scroll.
I don't know. I always looked at it.
Yeah.
By the way,
13.
I was going to say that.
Okay.
The 13. So it's already wrong. All right.
13. It's 13. We'll keep on going here. 2004 Patriots that beat the Eagles. 8.
They're kind of they should be lower because of Spygate.
Well, okay. 1992 Cowboys 6. 1996 Green Bay Packers 5.
Okay.
1989 San Francisco 49ers 4. Number 3, your 2025 Seattle Seahawks.
Stop it.
No,
That's
Get outta here.
recency
No,
bias.
God, no.
Get
That's
outta here,
recency
Cal.
bias.
That is the number 3 team according to Aaron Schatz on ESPN.
What's
And then
2-1?
who are the 2 teams ahead of them?
1985 Bears
Stop it.
Oh, come
Stop
on.
it.
and 1991 Washington Redskins at the time.
Stop it.
No.
Stop.
And
No,
you
no,
want to know what his
no.
main use of ranking was? DVOA.
One of his main view of ranking should be updating his resume. That's a terrible list.
Aaron Schatz has been around for a long time, and he's had some weird takes. That ranking list right there had some of the Patriots teams low that shouldn't have been that low. The 2 Eagles Super Bowls were low, obviously, in my opinion. And many other Eagles fans' opinions as well. A lot of the Cowboys Super Bowls he respected. I'm trying to think what else. The 2 Seattle ones were high up, obviously number 3 in this year's team. And this year's team is a great team. I'm not Seattle fans. I'm not poo-pooing what y'all just did. What y'all just did, being the Rams, being a banged up Niners team, and being this Pats team, y'all did, y'all were dominant all season long on the defensive side of the ball. But Sam Darnold over Drew Brees, over Aaron Rodgers, over Tom Brady, over Patrick Mahomes.
Some of Tom Brady's Super Bowls are kind of tainted, so I get why they would,
because it's the scandals.
I get it.
Let's just say some of those scandals were pretty deflating, if you get what I'm saying.
No, I get that too. But like all-time quarterbacks that have won, had better resumes than Sam Darnold has. Mm-hmm. Granted, that Seattle team was fun to watch offensively this year because of Kubiak and because of JSN and Kenneth Walker.
But
Sam Darnold, all he had to do is not
being honest, if you want to put a Seattle team all the way up there, you put the 2013 one.
You put the Legion of Boom at 3 and not this 2025 team.
Honestly, it's look, I love both defenses, and for now, as of today, the 2013 defense is good, but man, that 2025 defense.
Oh, it's fun. I get that defense stacked. Is fun. It's fun, but the Eagles' defense was better than that 2025 Seattle defense. They didn't have the blitz.
We were.
We didn't have the blitz Mahomes at all. It was 4-man rush.
And I got home every single time.
I think the big issue with the list, not only putting them that high up there. I mean, look, I love the '85 Bears, one of the best defenses of all time, but that offense was.
Oh, it was. And like I said, he looked at DVOA, which is the defensive metric, for
And why not title it best defenses?
I don't know, but he was.
Wait, I forgot. It's ESPN. They just
I think you should have titled it best defense.
I feel like
he still would be wrong.
Yeah,
he still would be wrong because 91 Redskins are in there, but it wouldn't make more sense.
At one, Doug Williams' team. I like Doug Williams. He's a great quarterback. As a guy that lives in Virginia that knows what those Washington teams did back in the day, I respect outside the box thinking with Doug Williams because Doug Williams was a good quarterback now, but not the number 1 Super Bowl team of all time.
The human himself, the Doug Williams, the player I like. Doug Williams, the human, I don't. I'm sorry.
I agree with that. That.
Like when you call, I don't know if I could say it, but DV. I get you guys will know what it is. Yeah. When you call that small potatoes, you got problems, pal. That's not small potatoes.
But yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I just wanted to get. I saw that on Tuesday's podcast, and I wanted to get that.
You just had to get that on this show.
Thank you for
the way, real quick, guys.
Yeah, like with DVOA, like I feel like you can't just judge it by like a singular stat. Like at least like name it that, but don't say like top Super Bowl winners. Like that's just misleading.
Yeah, if you're just doing it off the defense, then why aren't like some of those other defenses on there? Like I'm pretty sure that probably the 2016 Broncos were low on that list.
Oh, they should be higher because
they were low.
They were low.
That Broncos Super Bowl was like,
come on now, they're in the top 10 at least.
And here's another problem with using DVOA when it comes to ranking Super Bowl teams. Stats back in the day were not recorded like stats are. I don't even think sacks were recorded till like the 90s. So
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's stay on track. We'll get back on point. But yes, I just wanted to get that out there to the world.
Yeah, speaking of teams that try to get to the Super Bowl, so there's basically like 4 or 5 playoff teams every year that just don't make it the next year. Like it's been a thing for like maybe like the last decade. Usually, at least 3 or 4, up to like 5 teams. I guess I'm going to kind of be biased and say the Ravens are going to make it just because everything was so bad with Harbaugh last year. But out of like teams that missed, who do you see potentially making it like to like the wild card at the very least? Shane, we can start first and go back up top.
All right. Well, there's one easy one, which is the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody saw them not making the playoffs, so it won't be easy. It's not like I'm saying like, oh, they'll be back next year because they might be in the toughest division in football, but they are on there. The other one I think that's easy is like the Bucs, just because if you get a full year of Baker Mayfield, full complement of weapons, he can probably do stuff. If I had to think of another team, again, I just think that like they make the wild card. Okay, if the Colts re-sign Daniel Jones and Alec Pierce, and I know we're going to talk about that more in the free agent section, but they should be wild card, if not AFC South winning, in my opinion. So I would say those 3 teams.
Yeah. Nick.
Yeah, I look. I get that injuries derailed them and like they're kind of in cap hell, but you got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs here. I mean, Reed is sticking around. Once Mahomes is back from his knee injury, they should be good to go. I mean, they're gonna retool everything this year. The running game, they're gonna draft a running back. I mean, look, I love Pacheco, but they got nothing. And once Pacheco went down, that got taken out. And here's another thing too: with the Chiefs. And yes, you could say their division is a mess, but like I said, coaching matters in this league. And worse for worse, if Mahomes is hurt, they still got a solid. If they could trade for Levis, is great. But worse for worse, they still have probably the greatest 6th-round quarterback in Gardner Minshew starting for them. I mean, you really can't. But I'm sorry, that was a joke, y'all. But I still think this Chiefs team is legit. They just got hit with bad luck with injuries and Rashee Rice being a piece of work. So I think once they tie things together, they'll be back. They just got hit with a lot of bad luck. Yeah. And also Travis Kelce will be back too. So that'll help with ticket prices, from what I've been told.
Yeah. Ticket sales too,
yeah. Yeah. Brandon.
Teams for me, I think the Buccaneers can bounce back. A lot of their issues were injury related
and coaching.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of coaching, but I know.
Why does Todd Bowles have a job?
I know, but I trust in Baker a little bit to at least get back to the playoffs. In that division in the NFC South. My second team is the Detroit Lions to get back to the playoffs. Like Shane said, he made all the points there. With the Lions. The Chiefs obviously are on that list as well, teams to make it back to the playoffs. I don't think they win the division, but they're definitely a wild card team next year, especially if they draft Jeremiah Love at the running back spot with their pick in the first round. And then the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to make it back next year. So those are my 4. If we were only limited to 4, because I think number 5 could be the Vikings. It could be the Vikings if everything could go right in Minnesota with McCarthy and to get the right offensive scheme in there, right? With O'Connell involved another year learning the offense, I think the Vikings can make a run and get back into the postseason.
Yeah,
I think for me it would probably be a little bit surprising for my first choice as an Eagles fan. It would probably be the Cowboys. Just because they're gonna have a lot more cap space, and I think they're gonna go hard to try and build out that defense a little bit more because that was their weakness last year. And then after that, I would say the Falcons have a chance, especially if Penix can come back a lot healthier. Because I like Stefanski. I really do like Stefanski. I think he's a great offensive-minded coach. So I think they will improve on that end, especially if Penix comes back healthy, because they have the weapons to be a great offense.
Here's the problem, Jacob. Their quarterback stinks. I don't think Penix is
I
any
guess.
good.
I mean, I think if they build the O-line out, he's got all the weapons, and I think if they do that, they'll be okay. And then from that point, I would probably say the Bucs, like everybody else has said, just because I think health-wise, like even though Todd Bowles, I agree with Nick, not that great of a coach. I don't think he should still be the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I do think health played a lot into their second half collapse. So I think if they can get their O-line healthy, if all their receivers can stay healthy, I think they'll be fine. Then my fourth one would probably be, let me think, probably the Vikings. Yeah, because they got their front office kind of sorted out. They got rid of what's his name, so they're fixing that up. And schematically, I do think Kevin O'Connell will figure it out. And they still have a good roster. So yeah,
I do like your Cowboys shout. In my household, my mom's a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
so I love my mom, and I love to say that. Oh yeah, the Cowboys are definitely gonna make the playoffs next year. But it's Jerry Jones. It's Jerry Jones. He'll find a way to let those fans down in December, and the reality will come back to the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, if I'm not being objective about it, I don't think they have a chance in hell. But
yeah, exactly.
I think from an objective standpoint, they have the tools to succeed.
Yeah. You know what I find funny about the Cowboys, and I think you'll agree with me on this. Well, two things. One, their focus was to fix the run, so they trade picks to get Quinn and Williams. Great, but here's the problem with that: you have no linebackers.
Yeah,
you have none whatsoever, and I don't even think they have a secondary at all.
No, they have.
I mean, they kind of do. It's just
and Jerry,
the team they were running with, what's his name, was not Eberflus.
Eberflus. Yeah, Eberflus, who will never be a head coach in this league ever again. Yeah. He was the coordinator, but after what we saw with him in Dallas, he'll never be a head coach. But the thing I find funny was like Jerry's goal this year was to try to stop the run. Meanwhile, their big issue was the pass.
Yeah,
and the secondary. And I love the fact that they're tagging George Pickens, because that I think just slashed their cap space and. I think it's like 75% or cap. Like I know
it's about 60%, but they still have a decent amount of cap space. So,
and then here's the thing too with the Cowboys, they hired our guy Christian Parker, Jacob, and there's a good chance some of the Eagles free agents, we'll get to that next week, but the defensive free agents especially might go to Dallas with that
maybe,
but
there's no guarantee there. So.
No, there's no guarantee, but it's just saying there's a possibility we could lose some of our guys to the down south. But.
Yeah, I talked with the Cowboys fan, and he's pretty confident actually because as long as they get Pickens back, like the run game was underrated. Like Javonte was pretty good to start off the year. I mean, maybe they get him back or they get Rico Dowdle back. But yeah, I mean, speaking of like favorite head coaching hires, Jacob, you mentioned Stefanski. Obviously, I think Jesse Minter is going to do pretty well pretty early on. Nick, is there like a favorite head coach or coordinator hire that you think will like kind of be like that game changer? Like maybe not like Mike McDonald because he struggled his first year, but give him time.
Oh boy, it's really tough to say because I'm not a tremendous fan of these coaching hirings, in my opinion. I mean, like everyone's hyping up the John Harbaugh to the Giants hiring, and I get why he's a phenomenal coach. However, what's the big problem with the Giants last year? They blew fourth quarter leads.
Yeah.
What's John Harbaugh's biggest issue the past few years? Blowing fourth quarter leads. People don't mention that. That's why I'm a little iffy on there. I mean, I love the Kevin Stefanski hire a lot. I mean, I'm not a big Atlanta Falcon guy because I just think that Penix isn't any good. They need a quarterback desperately. I mean, I know they're going to get rid of Kirk Cousins. I think coaching matters in this league, and Stefanski had a really bad rep because he didn't want Shedeur Sanders. He didn't like. And plus Cleveland's another dysfunctional franchise.
Yeah.
And I like what Atlanta is doing. They got rid of the GM who really, after the James Pierce saga, had to go. And boy, what a great move that idea was.
I thought we transitioned into that after this.
Afterwards. But let me finish here. The move with the Falcons I liked. Getting Matt Ryan into the CEO of this team, because they needed a CEO change.
Yeah.
They needed a guy who was not past his prime and it was not a yes man for the owner. And I love Arthur. I think Arthur Blank is one of the more sane, not crazy owner individual. Like, he's not a great owner, but he's a decent human being, if you get where I'm going here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I if I were to pick the best, Kevin Stefanski is on the list. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with that first round pick, in this draft. Wait, they don't have that. The Rams do.
We can honestly just go right into that James Pierce thing. He was over Super Bowl weekend. He was arrested on charges with battery with a deadly weapon and aggravated stalking and fleeing and eluding the police. Like 7 guys had to take him down. And it was after a police crash and whatnot. Of course, Atlanta, that would. It sucks that that had to happen. Obviously, he was dating Rakia Jackson. She's a WNBA star.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they might suspend them. I don't want to say career ending because, obviously he has to go on trial, but it's pretty bad. Brandon, what do you see his outlook on that? If at all?
His outlook is very bleak. Very bleak, obviously, for right now. He was probably one of the surprising rookies this year, performance-wise, because his Tennessee tape wasn't the greatest coming out this past, the past season before last year's draft. That's everyone was hyping him up to be, and he made that, him and the other edge rusher that Atlanta drafted made their pass rush a lot better.
Yeah, but don't forget the rookie safety too.
And the rookie safety.
Yeah.
The Atlanta's defense is going to be good until, if he gets suspended, that Atlanta pick might not be looking good right now, Jacob, because that defense might lose their edge rush once again. Because
I was thinking maybe he ruined his career, but honestly, based upon the arrest record, I think he's going to be a great future Cowboy.
Good call.
I think Jerry Jones probably looked at the police footage of him getting taken down by 7 dudes, and he's just like, it took 7 dudes to take this dude down. We're signing him on the dot right now.
ASAP.
So I think he's got future Cowboy written all over him. But I agree with you, Brandon. His future is very bleak from this point on, because he has no, some people get second chances. He's got second chance and then that's it.
Yeah.
He's got one more try, and then but even then the first go round was pretty ugly, man.
Yeah.
That whole situation was just ugly.
Honestly, I don't care what anyone, I've said it from day one when this news broke. I would cut James Pierce Jr. tomorrow.
Yeah.
What he did is absolutely and this is a guy who's had a history, by the way. There's a reason he fell in this draft. Well, last year's draft was because of the attitude. But this isn't a littering fine. This is felonies. This is stalking. This is
scary stuff.
It's
deliberate.
Crazy out there. Deliberate. He planned this out. Following his, I don't know if it was his ex. I know it was a former WNBA player.
Or no, she's
they broke up, and then he started stalking her. He didn't like that. So.
But this guy, he needs help.
Yeah,
I would send him to rehab. And yes, it's legal issues. I don't know what's going on with him, but what he did is inexcusable. And you know me, I would even cut players if they had a DUI.
Yeah,
no excuse whatsoever. If it was me in charge of a franchise right now, and something like this was to happen, whether it's a DUI or this, 2 options: It's either you go to rehab or guess what? Goodbye. See you out the door.
Mhm.
Matt Ryan's got a tough decision right now.
Yep. No
Yeah,
excuses
tough decision.
whatsoever. You can't allow this to be like a 4 or 6 game suspension. And watch, they're gonna do a 4 or 6 game
6 game suspension.
Yeah,
Like,
it's maybe gonna be
but
that
I'm
much.
tired of these athletes getting away with it.
Mhm.
I really, and what he did, it's not just that. He even assaulted the police when they were coming to arrest him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame on James Pierce Jr. He threw away his career. Screw him. I don't care if he was a first-round pick or if he was an undrafted rookie.
Yeah.
Get rid of this guy. New coaching staff, new everything. And I don't care if it's a big loss to your defense. Get him out.
Yeah.
Build a
Yeah.
culture. Set an example.
Yeah.
Right.
Get him out.
Yeah. I'm gonna segue this into someone who really is avoiding to destroy his career by going to the Jets with Trinidad getting 60-year eligibility. Shane, like I just kind of want to know your take on this whole back and forth. Like they didn't even invite him to the combine, and I guess like they just didn't know like whether or not he was going to actually do it. But of course, the judge that let him get the eligibility. You know, he's from Ole Miss. Like great, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it funny.
Yeah.
I find it funny how Joe Judge was basically explaining himself in the court case. Like, bro, you can't be that on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just shows up singing the Old Miss fight song. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He showed up like a guy.
And
Showed up like a guy who didn't know how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I would just say, I in a weird way, I feel bad for the Jets. I really don't because I'm a Pats fan, but I feel bad for the Jets because it's like whatever there's like A, B, C, D, whatever the worst option they pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
And
But
and
I
go
blame
straight
the
to
owner.
E.
over again.
I blame the
They don't
owner
even
for
go to
that.
any of those other options. A, B, C, D, they go straight to E. Oh, we'll go for that one.
Yeah,
No, they
exactly.
go straight to Z. They go straight to Z.
yeah.
Yeah,
They probably have a negative number on the letters. That's how bad of options they choose. This is why I want Rex and Tannenbaum back.
Also, kind of funny too. These judges down south, like the Bidioko situation at Alabama.
Yeah, he literally
And
you have to
now
recuse
this
yourself,
one
dude.
college-
You're a six-figure
college
donor.
sports. Yeah, I find it funny, man. These guys at the South are desperate for their SEC schools that
Oh,
have
God.
success in the college ranks. Every time, man. Every time.
I will say though, for Stenson Bennett 2.0 over here, who's back in Ole Miss for another year, he needed the extra year of development because he was still a very raw prospect.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
And like the biggest mistake Anthony Richardson ever made was declaring when he did. He was too raw, and he needed another year of college. I mean,
Yeah.
Chambliss basically already has like plenty of years in college, but he desperately needed another year. He really did.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on to your Jets, we're move on or go to this other headline with the NFLPA won a grievance to stop making the report cards. Your favorite owner, Woody Johnson, making it.
He is a race to football ownership. If you don't listen, here I'll start with this and I'll let you guys go. I'm sorry.
No,
We'll follow on with you. Go right
My
ahead.
team, I need to say this because this team's a disgrace. This owner can't take criticism. He never ever takes criticism unless Rex and Tannenbaum was in the office.
Yeah.
And even when he was off, being the great ambassador, he had his brother come in and run the team, who had no experience running it. This owner, he cares more about NFLPA grades than he does about his own football team, and throws his players under the bus. Well, how about this, Mr. Johnson, if you're listening? If you're allowed to throw people under the bus, why can't your players do it? Explain that to me, Woody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, if you're listening, please like and subscribe.
Good plug.
Good plug,
Yeah.
Shane.
We do this every week. It's a great
Yeah.
show.
And if you can't take these NFLPA grades, and if you don't, here's my two options for you: either change the franchise, which you never will do because you're too hands-on, or option B, sell the team
Yeah.
Sell it.
because you stink at this, Woody. And you care more about NFLPA and Madden ratings than you do about your own fans and MetLife, which is the worst stadium in football not named FedEx Field. And you don't even care.
Yeah.
And you wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers in week 5 because he lost to the Broncos. And then it all went haywire when you guys were in London being embarrassed by your buddies. And then you had a fit and you fired the head coach afterwards.
Yeah. Good old Woody.
I can't stand him.
He's basically, that's what he's saying. Yes, he is.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's reasons I will not go to a Jets game live. Woody Johnson is one of them.
Yep.
And the price is high. Sell the team and go away, please. Go. I need to see this team win while I'm alive. And I don't think that's happening because I'm 25 years old.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. The report cards, they're an interesting thing for the players to have, feedback to the owners and everything like that. So it's a good thing it was a good thing to have, but of course the owners have their egos and one of the,
and it's not just Woody too. I guarantee you he had other owners
back him up
to get rid of
it. Was definitely he definitely probably had the Bengals one because they had straight Fs last year.
That's because they're cheap. That's because I guarantee you he had the Steelers owner involved too because the Steelers were low on the grading system. Yep. He probably had, he probably has everybody on speed dial.
I think the Cardinals and Saints were too.
Yes.
Yeah, probably that too, yeah.
And this was not just, but Woody was the ringleader in all this.
Woody Johnson. But moving on to the NBA news and MLB news and the Winter Olympics. LeBron, as we all know, became the oldest with a triple double in NBA history at 41 the other day. Jacob, give me your thoughts on LeBron's achievement.
Well, he stat padded his way to that, so that's the first thing.
Yeah,
because he was still in the game with 2 minutes left, and they were up at 20. He was trying to grab that last rebound.
Did you see the argument he had with Reeves as well? When
he argued with Reeves on 2 possessions because he grabbed a rebound, and he was just like, "Dude, let me get the rebound."
Yep.
And I don't really have too many thoughts on it. I mean, it feels like every day it's like LeBron breaks this new record, that record. I'm like, okay, I guess I've become kind of numb to it.
And it doesn't help that LeBron is one of the more unlikable players in the NBA. I mean, seriously, here's my problem with LeBron. This is a team, and this is with him in Cleveland and Los Angeles. He is basically their GM. It's a team built for LeBron, by LeBron, and eventually will be without LeBron. Because I'm being honest, I would not be shocked if the Lakers let him go, him and Bronny James, goodbye after this season.
Yeah. And it's probably going to happen.
Bold prediction.
After this season,
I got a bold prediction here. When he and Bronny leave, they will not go to Cleveland. They're going to go be with his buddy James Jones in Phoenix.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I think Cleveland's the only spot. If he doesn't.
I say Phoenix is the other spot too, because let's be real, James Jones only has a high-ranking job was because he was buddy with LeBron. Yeah. And B, when Bronny was entering the NBA, he basically said to every team, I'm only going to get drafted to 2 teams, the Lakers or the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
And that's going to rub everybody the wrong way. And if LeBron wants to leave, which he should, I think the best place for him to go would be to Phoenix, because Phoenix is lost right now.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with that, actually.
I have a follow-up to the LeBron achievement. Who do you think breaks? Yeah, I think someone will could break this record. If Jokic is playing till 41, I could see Nikola Jokic break it.
I could see it too. I don't know if he'll play that long.
No, I don't think he will either.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go to 41 or 42.
I think you can't rule out triple double man getting another triple double at that age.
That too.
Westbrook, that could happen.
Yeah. I'm telling it's triple double man. That's why he's got a job with Sacramento right now. He just gets triple doubles like crazy. I think if there's a guy who's gonna get to break the record at 41, wherever he is, maybe he'll go to Charlotte. I don't know, but triple double man is my pick for it.
Yeah,
he's been on like every NBA team, right? Almost. He's been on a lot of them.
Yeah, he's been on like at least 7 teams within the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So,
Around,
yeah.
I think so. Let me think. The Rockets was one. The Thunder was one. The
Rockets,
Wizards was one. The Lakers, the Wizards, the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Am I missing a team?
I don't think so. I think you named.
Oh, the Nuggets. Was it the Nuggets?
Yeah, it was on the Nuggets too.
Yeah.
Rockets, Wizards,
Yeah.
Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers.
Oh, I forgot he was a Clipper.
Kings.
He was a Clipper for a little bit.
Yeah. So about 6 teams. Yeah.
Yep. With that being said, I'm going to segue to the next topic on the NBA slate. CP3 today was waived. Then he announced his retirement following the waive. Shane, I'm going to go to you first on this. Give me your thoughts on CP3, his last season overall, and then give me a few thoughts on his career.
All right. Well, I mean, in terms of his last season, I don't know. I feel like it's interesting just because it seems like the last couple of places like he's been, like Phoenix and San Antonio, he's almost been like, I don't want to say a consultant, but like, here's your playoff experience right here. I always think it's weird when a player decides to retire in the middle of the season because most people say, well, I'm going to go to the offseason and think about it. But in terms of the career, like, I don't want to say Dan Marino of like basketball, but I feel like when we're older, kids are going to be asking like, well, why was Chris Paul so good? He never won the championship, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to be like, but you don't understand the fact that like he had that drive to the basket plus like an unbelievable clutch shot, crazy passes, made his teammates better everywhere he went. Definitely one of my favorite players for sure. It's tough to like quantify his career, but at the same time, like what an amazing player we're losing. I'm sad even that we're losing this version of Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Like only plays like 12 minutes a night. I still would love to see him.
And I can't remember a single controversial thing that he's done in his career. Like, say what you want about how him fall apart with the Rockets. I blame more on James Harden because the dude doesn't want to play basketball anymore, and he cares more for the money and the entertainers. If you get where I'm going here, but here's the thing with CP3 that. I love CP3. He's one of the best point guards to never hold a ring. The Dan Marino comment you did make, I can see, but I still hold that to Allen Iverson because Allen Iverson was one of the main guys that helped change the game during his prime. But
also Allen won the MVP. Chris Paul didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say it was the Dan Marino. I don't know exactly what his comp would be on that end. Like somebody who had great regular season success and then falters in the playoffs.
Maybe,
but he never really faltered in the playoffs because sometimes it's because he played bad, but it was also because there's some circumstances that happen. Like everybody gets injured, he breaks his hand or something like that.
Or he strains his quad or something like that.
Yeah, around that. It was always just a run of bad luck mixed in with bad play.
I gotta say this as well. Shame on the LA Clippers organization for marketing his retirement run. And look, I understand things weren't working out. You should have blown everything up after the failed big 3 happened with PG-13. Kawhi, who, by the way, that whole thing, Kawhi is in deep trouble too. People throw the
controversy around his thing.
Yes, Harden doesn't even want to play anymore and wanted out. And like the only reason you could have fans want to come now, and yes, they have a solid record. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. It's all tainted because of this. CP3 is one of the best players that franchise.
He's the best players. He's the best player they've ever had.
Probably.
You can argue Kawhi a little bit, but yes, CP is definitely the player they had.
You got to throw Blake Griffin in there as well. I mean,
I would, but the problem with Blake for me, because this is probably my favorite player of all. Like one of my favorite players of all time is CP3.
Yeah,
the way he played the game, night in, night out, the leadership he showed, is the perfect basketball player in my mind. And my friends will always ridicule me because he's never won. But at the same time, it's like it's kind of hard to win when David Stern vetoes a trade that he would have won 2-3 championships.
Go to the Lakers. Yeah.
We're also forgetting about Elton Brand too, as well, for one of the greatest Clippers of all time.
Yeah. Oh, Elton Brand definitely for sure. Yeah. But CP3 for me, I agree with all of y'all said.
Can one other thing I want to say too with and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
But with the CP3 stuff, that basically to me seals the Los Angeles Clippers as the most dysfunctional franchise in the NBA, not named the Brooklyn Nets and Sacramento Kings.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sure. But for me, CP3 will always have the memories of the Spurs series, with the Horn when he was on New Orleans. I'll always remember, the Lob City era. I'll remember his Houston stint. And 2021 Phoenix, I thought they were going to win the championship. Just ran into a buzzsaw in Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I'm going to now.
Great series, though.
Yeah. Great stories, great memories. Built SGA to what he is today. Love CP. We will always love CP here at Total Apex.
Yeah, and he's sort of an underrated part of Oklahoma City Thunder history, to be honest. Like, look, people will talk about the trade, them trading triple double man away in PG-13, but it's Chris Paul. That's the reason the first year those trades happened.
Yeah.
That they made the playoffs. And yes, you could say the pandemic happened and the Asterix championship happened during that time, but it was CP3 and his guidance.
Yeah.
That helped that team and the young players there like SGA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then they got to the playoffs too, and that was like SGA's. Well, I think that was SGA's sort of like that was the second time in the playoffs, but that helped him develop. You saw the growth from his first year to his second year when he went to OKC.
You want to know,
especially with Chris Paul. So
you want to know what makes this more painful for me as a Charlotte Hornets fan? The Hornets drafted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and then traded him during the draft.
Yep.
He also did the same thing with Kobe.
Thanks, Michael Jordan. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. But yes, getting back on track. We always will love CP3 here on Total Apex Sports. He is a certified first ballot Hall of Famer when he does get into Naismith's Basketball Hall of Fame in a couple of years. But moving on to the Jaren Jackson topic here. Season-ending injury, for Jaren Jackson. That Utah team, is going to be good next year with Kessler coming back and all that stuff. But some quick thoughts on the Jaren Jackson injury. Whoever wants to go.
Could the Jazz be any more obvious about their tanking?
100%.
That'd be my comment.
Yep.
Because it's an injury that came out of left field. Because it's an injury. So they said in their statement. They found this injury, but they didn't have an MRI on it. And it's an injury that you can only find on an MRI. And it's just so I'm like, okay, so how did you find this injury? You can only find it on an MRI, so something's off there. And then, of course, you have the fines coming out about them because they're benching players in the fourth quarter in close games and be like, okay, we're just going to throw in the towel there. So I don't know. It's just they'll be a good team next year. It's just, God, this tanking and everything surrounding it is just so bad for the NBA's image right now.
Here's what makes no sense about the Jaren Jackson stuff. First off, I did not like the trade. I thought they paid way too many assets for him. But here's what makes no sense about this trade and this injury. If he was this injured and this came out of left field, why was that trade able to go through?
Yeah.
Can someone explain that to me?
Yeah. I think because
he's not that injured.
I mean, the Lakers were able to get out of the Mark Williams trade because of his injury. How come no injury thing happened here?
Because I think they wanted to keep Jaren Jackson Jr. for their vision.
Doesn't that go against the rules of the NBA?
It kind of, because they have to pass the physical and the physical aspect.
Correct. I mean, I know we have the stepping rule with the draft picks and all that, but there needs to be there has to be a rule. Was it a misstep or an error done or something like that?
On top of that,
this isn't one of those injuries that just pops up. You already have it. It's there. It's just now it's noticed. But
they're strict with with trades. They are strict with it. How this did not pop up is my biggest question.
Yeah, I don't think it popped up because he hasn't been playing. A couple nights ago, they rested him and Markkanen and someone else in the fourth quarter.
But then why were they allowed to trade him? Like, why was this trade allowed to go through?
This is the starting lineup of the Jazz last night. Keep in mind they were playing the Trailblazers. Probably could have won that game. Bailey, Williams, Filipowski, Sensabaugh, and Collar. No Markkanen, no Jackson. Now they get fined. They get fined. I forget the amount. And now Jared Jackson has magically got an injury. Okay.
Yeah.
And to be honest, except for maybe Bailey and if Jackson's health, I don't even think they have a big three, to be honest with you. They really don't have a big three.
They have a solid core. It's just
I don't see why they needed to make this trade in general, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll see about the counselor, Will Hardy. I mean, he's probably going to be gone because you don't need coaching in the NBA and you need a counselor that runs a middle school to operate the team. But I just the one word I'm going to describe this trade, and then we'll move on, is confusing. Yeah, I'm just confused in general with the why, the how, and the who.
The thing is, I'm not confused at all. Just real quick, I think they might benefit from what they're. I hate it. I hate the tanking stuff, but like, I have a feeling the rest of the season they're going to lose more games. They're going to get a high draft pick. They'll bring in someone to work with Markkanen and JJJ, and they might be like a playoff team next year. Yeah. So that's what irks me is it'll work, but I hate watching it.
I mean, we'll see, but again, you need three players that have a chance to make the playoffs. And I still think the Jazz maybe have one if he develops properly, two if they're healthy, but I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I could be wrong. I'm just confused with this whole trade. I really am.
All right. The next one on the NBA slate of news. NBA All-Star games this weekend. We'll just get into the main stuff. Who do you think will win? Who do you think? How you think of this new format of the USA versus Aurora? First off, and then give me your thoughts.
I'm gonna be short and sweet here about like the All-Star games, and I go say this with every league. 3 words: I don't care. I don't care. Hey, like who cares?
It's more exciting seeing who gets picked rather than the game
Not
itself.
Really. I don't agree with that at all. I don't care who gets picked. I think it's boring.
Okay.
I mean, not as boring as the NFL Pro Bowl games or whatever.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
It's so bad that they have to do it on a Tuesday. Like that's but
during the middle of the day when everybody's at work.
Yeah. But the 3 words I'll use: I don't care.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
The 3-point and dunk contest. The dunk contest field this year lost a little bit luster when Mac McClung dropped out. Okay, here you go.
Scrub.
Here you go. I'll move on.
Dude,
from.
If you name off any players, just gonna call
stay
him
on focus here. But Mac McClung said that other players wouldn't do it if he was in it. And then Jaren Duren, who was the lone all-star that was going to be in it this year, backed out last minute too. So now we get Jason Richardson's son, a few other 2 bigs, and Jackson Hayes and Carter Bryant, and I can't remember the other guy. That's how lackluster this dunk contest.
Duren shouldn't even compete in this after the whole fiasco he had with that fight.
I know, but he'll still get All-Star. He'll still be eligible for the All-Star game.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Yeah. I know he shouldn't be, but that's how the rule is. So
I think for that field for the dunk contest, I'll probably, as an Arizona guy, I'll probably take Carter Bryant.
Yeah,
just because he's got great hops. And it's just like honestly, it's a toss up for that field. So.
Yeah, that field
like literally there's I understand Vegas probably has a betting favorite. I'm just I don't think there's a favorite in this.
I think for me it would be either Bryant or Richardson just because Richardson's based on Jason Richardson more so than
just because who his dad is,
because of who his dad is. But the 3-point contest field now, Damian Lillard, who hasn't played all year, will be in this contest on Saturday.
I don't understand either. Like you shouldn't be in this contest if you haven't played one game this year.
Yeah,
that makes zero sense.
I think he's gonna look super rusty. That's
like that. The like him being involved in it is why I don't care about these all-stars. I'm being honest here. It's dumb stuff like that that is why people are drawn away from it. I'm just being honest here.
Yeah.
Who's the rest of the field?
I think Carl Anthony. I think let me get that story. Let me get it real quick. Vibe off me for a second.
Yeah, because I think I saw the field. I just don't remember the names. And I thought, oh, that's a pretty decent field. It'd be interesting.
The 3-point contest field was probably going to be the highlight. Of All-Star Weekend this year. They brought back shooting stars as well. So here's the field. Bobby Portis, Jamal Murray, Colin Kneppel, Norman Powell, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and then Lillard. That's the field.
I think I'm gonna make a sleeper pick on that. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Colin Kneppel.
Thank you.
I think the Hornet is the rookie Hornet is.
So I think I gotta give it to the Duke kid.
Yep.
You might call me crazy for what I'm about to say here. I think he's better than Cooper Flagg. Con Knuckles.
Yeah, I think he's had a better season.
Here we go.
What? I mean, honestly, I think Con is better.
Well,
I mean,
here's the thing.
Con is a better offensive product right now than Cooper Flagg.
That I agree with you
He's
on. Once he cleans up his defensive issues, because he does have, he's not the greatest defensively. You got to admit, the Hornets nailed this draft.
Zion,
they did.
Cal Brenner.
Surprisingly.
Con Knuckle. Think about it. LaMelo Ball, Con Knuckle. Once they get Steph Curry to come from Golden State,
and don't forget Diabate.
Big 3 finals contenders.
Let's go. Don't forget about Diabate in there, man. He's pretty good too.
Yeah, he is pretty good. Hey, I've been on this podcast and the other podcast shouting out your Hornets since I've been integrated into this podcast. So I have been the guy for you.
Listen, I'm telling you, once Steph Curry comes to Charlotte, that's a big 3 finals contender.
I knew that theory was going to come in here. All right,
let's tamper expectations on that a little bit.
He said when he was accepting the key to Charlotte, he's going to play here at the end of his career. So either you're a hypocrite or a liar, Steph. Or you're honest.
With that being said, I'm gonna roll on to the last 2 NBA points real quick. The Knicks got Jeremy Sohan after the Spurs decided to move on from him, and then Cam Thomas had a big night the other night for the Bucks. Which will be the more impactful story moving forward? Cam Thomas on the Bucks for the next season. Cam Thomas on the Bucks or Jeremy Sohan for the Knicks?
Well, one's ring chasing and one's an actual good player, so I'm gonna go with Cam Thomas.
I think. Sorry to interrupt. I think it'll probably be Sochan, because. Or actually, I'm gonna take that back. I think it's gonna be Thomas, just because I think he'll have a chip on his shoulder. He'll have something to prove, and he's already playing like he has something to prove. So why not?
Imagine if both get dealt in the Giannis trade in the offseason. They have Giannis, Alex, Thanasis, and Cam Thomas, and they
for Sohan and someone else.
What a haul there!
I'm being serious here. Imagine if that was happening in the offseason.
Shane,
go
ahead.
I actually think Cam Thomas will have the more impact just because of playing time. I can see him getting a lot more minutes on the court than. Okay, is it Sochan or Sohan?
I think it's Sochan. I think it's
Sochan. Oh, is it Sochan?
Yeah.
Sochan?
Okay. Yeah.
It is Sochan. Okay, yeah. So, I didn't know either one was right. I was just thinking, but I don't know. I feel like, Sochan will get his minutes, but I feel like the Knicks are gonna milk they'll have Brunson and Hart on the court as much as possible.
Well, the Knicks have a lot more people off the bench, so he'll probably be like the 8th or 9th man coming off the bench.
He's basically in that. He's basically in that ring chaser role.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then the Nikola Topic debut after his cancer. His cancer. We'll just have a quick thought on that real quick. Great story. Good for the Thunder to actually get their draft pick. Playing again. Good for him to finally get started his career in the NBA. Let's see how his career goes. But battling cancer is probably already his win so far. Yeah. So rolling on to the MLB injuries real quick. Corbin Carroll, Francisco Lindor, Jackson Holiday all have the hamate bone injury. Just to educate everybody on the podcast, the hamate bone is underneath. There's a hook-shaped bone underneath the pinky where you grab the bat. Where a lot of paper players break the bone by grabbing the bat. Okay, and when they swing it, they're grabbing on the knob of the bat. The knob is actually what's been breaking that bone. Now, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to recover, but some players haven't felt their power get back until months later. So, with that being said, thoughts on that injury?
Dude,
how about I'll get even better question. Which injury will impact their team the most? Do you guys?
Lindor.
Yeah.
First off, the Mets they're another team I can't stand. I'm not a Mets fan. I'm a Yankee fan. But
of course, yeah.
Let me be honest with you guys. I think Steve Cohen is the most overrated owner in baseball right now. That guy cares more about his casinos than his team. And he got exposed as a fraud when Alonso and Diaz left. Basically crying broke when you're one of the richest owners in the league and you're complaining about, we can't spend as much money as we have. But you're one of the richest owners in baseball. And one of the guys they kept, Lindor, is going to be key for them defensively.
Yeah.
And him having this injury, like, it's going to have an impact on him, especially when he has to grab the baseball. And it's just, I really think this injury hurts them more because they're going to need that defense badly this year.
Yeah.
I mean, good luck with moving Juan Soto to a part of the field where he struggles in, by the way. Good, brilliant move, by the way.
I think Lindor is the more impactful injury of the three because the Mets he's one of the stars on the Mets, but I will argue Holiday for the Orioles is because they also have the Westbrook injury now too with his oblique. And
I forgot about that. That's a good point.
So the two injuries combined for the Orioles to their two of their couple young stars will hurt them a little bit. I still have faith in Pete. I still have, as an O's fan, I still have faith that the team will bounce back and try to get some wins. And it is not to say that they won't make opening day. I know they haven't ruled out Holiday for opening day. I don't think they've ruled out Lindor for opening day.
No, none of them are going to miss opening day.
But it's just the power from their hands.
Yeah. It's with the injury. I think it's sort of like what a hamstring injury is. It nags, especially with, like you said, with the grip. Yeah. It's gonna depend on how they are when it gets close to opening day.
Yeah.
I will say it does suck for Carroll in particular because he's not going to be able to play in the World Baseball Classic. I think that'll be a loss. I think that'll be an impactful loss on that end.
They named Roman Anthony as his replacement, so I think they could have replaced it as good as Roman Anthony. I think the U.S. will be in a good spot there. With
a little bit. They'll just miss. I think they'll just miss his speed on the bases.
Yeah.
Real quick about the Hamate. I never done research on something that was so obscure. I've never heard about this before. I've heard of Tommy John.
It's like the Jaren Jackson injury. Never heard of that one either.
This type of injury has gotten hidden recently because of all the UCL Tommy John stuff.
Yeah, because of that. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I think it's not as reported and focused on.
Yeah.
As much as because of the the bullpen issue, everyone with the arm Tommy John's, how that issue and that's going to be an epidemic of injuries because that's a problem with middle schoolers and high schoolers.
That's a developmental issue,
But that's sort of why this injury has been hidden as much and is not viewed as serious as others, but it's still a very serious. It's basically what hamstring injuries are in the National Football League.
Yeah. Well, usually they list it as just a broken bone in the wrist. So that's usually what they list it as. So the fact that they just went straight, it's this bone right here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. The other two MLB stories, they're the sign stealing one. That's that. Let's hope that actually works and the umpires start to crack down on it a little bit more.
I think they're more worried about if 2027 is going to actually have a season than they are about the sign stealing, and the market streaming, and all. Like, look, the market streaming is important, but like, I still think that there's like we almost had a lockout years ago, and I think it's really serious here. And if they got to get a salary cap. And for all these owners and all these fans complaining, oh, the Dodgers are going to win, it's rigged, it's this or that. Guess what? I don't blame the Dodgers for what they're doing. They're doing what every baseball owner should do. It's the cheap ownership that's the problem in baseball.
Always ownership.
Yep, it is. Real quick, I'll give a couple updates on the Olympics, and then we'll move on to the free agency discussion. The quad god, Northern Virginia guy, he fell on his routine today, so he dropped from the lead to 8th place. So it was unfortunate for him. Chloe Kim finished second in the women's half pipe.
That was an exciting finish too.
It was an exciting finish.
That was great.
It's a miracle she's still competing with her shoulder injury. I mean, everyone's talking about the Lindsey Vonn injury, which, by the way, so stupid that the Olympics were allowing her to compete with no ACL. Exactly. I mean, that was just a disaster waiting to happen. But people forget Chloe Kim is dealing with like a shoulder issue too. And it's a miracle she's even competing in this.
Or even like competing at a high level. She finished second, almost
exactly second. And then Scotty James, Aussie almost won the gold. He would have won it. I was with our CEO Dusty watching the last run of Scotty James, half a turn away from landing his run that would have challenged Tahaska for the win. Crazy. I love Scotty. Fun fact about Scotty James: JMU's former punter Harry O'Kelly is his cousin, and I had a friend who was on the JMU teams with Harry O'Kelly, so we would always talk about Scotty.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So, little Scotty James tidbit for everybody. Did you know Scotty James?
Did you? I'm sorry, Brandon, to interrupt you. Did you guys hear about the scandal that's going around in the Olympics with the alpine skiers? Like with the acid stuff and
what's going on with that? I haven't heard of this.
So what's going on is these skiers are being accused of injecting their
injecting stuff. You're talking about the
injection. So they're how do I say this without getting canceled? So they were basically injecting their. Okay, you get where I'm going here. I'm not doing it. So basically, why they did that was because it gives them a bigger airlift when they're in the air and makes them more airborne, and it gives them a better timing for.
It shaves down some of their time.
They shave their time, and they found something about athletes were doing this, and they're still investigating what's going on there. But if they find like more athletes using it, I mean, we've already had doping scandals. I mean, we just had snowboarders get caught like waxing their snowboards during. I have an article that was recently written about that on the 2 Korean snowboarders. If you want to go check that out, you can. But
check it out on Total Apex Sports.
Yeah, correct. But I have another article explaining more about the whole scandal there. But it's really. It's really concerning because if they find more athletes are doing that, then that really tarnishes those events.
Mm-hmm.
I want to jump in real quick and have another comment about the Winter Olympics. You really see mental toughness come into play a lot for these events, especially because you saw the difference, especially in the figure skating, between the team and the individual, because the team ones were a lot looser. They were able to do their thing. And then the individual was just you saw so many, especially Quad God, but there were a few others that also fell on their face too. So it was just mental toughness, man, it is such a unique quality to have. And it's just been interesting to see how human some of these Olympians have looked.
But we can move on to NFL free agency.
Yes.
We have some dates right here. We got. I mean, it looks based on the offensive stuff. It looks pretty loaded compared to like previous years, but obviously with franchise tag, like that could all like derail it a little bit. But I don't know. I've heard some rumors that it might get a little interesting maybe this off season. But yeah, moving to the first position we're gonna talk about with quarterback. Shane, like you were talking about Daniel Jones, right? Like there's probably a good chance he's gonna get re-signed, but in the case that he's not, like, coming off like a torn Achilles, like, do you see him like making as much as like Malik Willis, because there's not that much competition at this position?
Yeah, well, in terms of making, I don't know. I could see Malik Willis making a bigger deal just because of being able to run and throw at the same time. But I think that, like I was saying before, like if Jones stays on the Colts and they re-sign Alec Pierce, like they're in a really good situation. I feel like any other team that he would go to, like I do a quick scan of like teams that like need a quarterback. I think Miami needs one, even though they might just stick with Tua. I was going to say the Raiders need one, but they're going to get Mendoza. So, but like a lot of the other teams that like need a quarterback, they're all in dire straits. So if I'm Daniel Jones and I'm thinking of like playoff implications, I'm staying with the Colts.
I think he has no choice. I think he has no choice. You have to stay with the Colts. I mean, look, he was great. He was a great player, but he was playing on a broken fibula and he ruptured his Achilles. It would be bright for him to sign with the Colts again. Like I just don't see another team that would be willing to take the risk in getting him. And I think he knows the system better than all the. They can't enter the season with Anthony Richardson as their starting quarterback. Or Riley. Yeah. I still think Riley, they can't. They have to sign Daniel Jones too. Yeah. Whether it's a cheap 1-year deal, I don't see him getting tagged at all. If the Colts do tag him, then they should fire Chris Ballard tomorrow. Yeah. But obviously that's not out of everyone on this list. I mean, I think Rodgers is staying. Wilson's going to be in CBS. Cousins is going to go to Minnesota. Flacco stinks. I don't know how he still has a job in the NFL. Look, Malik Willis is the interesting one, though.
Yeah, I think out of all those, Willis will be the one that gets signed, because I do agree with you. I think Wilson, I think his career is done, unless I honestly think Miami might be in play for that, but that's about it. Cousins, obviously he'll go back to the Vikings. Flacco, he might stay on the Bengals. They'll probably just resign like, hey, you did a good job in replacement duty a little bit, so we'll keep you on just in case.
Did he really, though? I don't really think he did
kind of. He had a few good years, but that was about it. But even then, they still, they need a okay backup, and he's an okay backup.
Yeah, I think they should. Yeah. I think they should resign him because the backup for Joe Burrow is extremely valuable. We've seen how injury prone he is. So if you get Joe Flacco compared to some of the other guys you can get, I'd keep him around. Yeah.
The other names that aren't mentioned here, Marcus Mariota, Mitchell Trubisky, Tyrod Taylor, Kenny Pickett, Jimmy G, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. So who's gonna be the Jets quarterback? Is what I'm
Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod. I don't think Tyrod was bad last year. I mean, he looked. He was better than Justin Fields is getting released. By the way, there's no chance he comes back. You got to throw him on. But if the Jets starting quarterback, I think the right move is to sign Tyrod. He's a locker room guy, and the offensive line is good. He had no receivers too. The Jets, if they're smart, and that's obviously not their go-to thing, they're going to invest in the wide receiver class. But if I'm them, I would sign Tyrod to a cheaper deal. Yeah, I would even take a chance on, if you want to go with another quarterback, I could see Kirk coming here. But another guy who I could see going there if he does choose to come out of retirement, and I doubt he will.
Oh no,
Derek Carr.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Now look, I get why you're saying no to that, but listen, he said he has a great relationship with Aaron Glenn. They hired a coach who he straight up says is his most favorite coach to be with. as their passing game coordinator.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can't, and yes, they'll have to make a trade with the Saints in order to get Derek Carr. And look, with how bad the Saints cap situation is, I'm pretty sure they'll have to do an Osweiler effect type move just to
Yeah.
get out of his contract.
Yeah.
And of course,
Yeah.
if you guys don't know, this was when Brock Osweiler was a part of the Texans, and they attached a second-round pick to
Yeah.
send him to Cleveland. And I want to see if you guys are smart. Who did that second-round pick turn into that Cleveland got?
I'm trying to
Myles Garrett.
No,
No, wait, no, Myles Garrett. Not Mary. Myles Garrett was first round, but I don't know. That's a great question.
Nope. I'll tell you right now. It was Nick Chubb.
Oh,
That
That's
second
right.
round-
It was Chubb, wasn't it?
That second round
Yeah.
pick was Nick Chubb.
That's
right.
right.
And the fun part is too, they also had the Texans first round pick that year because the Texans were bad. And
Yeah.
that pick turned into
Myles Garrett.
no.
Denzel Ward.
There it is. Ding ding ding.
I knew that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I could see the Jets doing. Tyrod's a must because
Yeah.
I do not want to enter this season. Brady Cook is a scrub. So
Yeah.
and I feel bad for Brady Cook because he actually has potential there. But I kind of could see Hendon Hooker starting games too because of his connection with the Lions coaches there.
Yeah.
And him and Aaron Glenn are also close too with their ties in Detroit. I could see Hendon Hooker starting games this year. I'm not even joking.
Okay. I guess the three other names that are probably going to be in trade contention for sure, Kyler Murray, Tua, and the Raiders are obviously going to move on from Geno Smith. Like they're not even going to. I don't think they're going to just do it.
Are they going to lose money to cut him? Because like I don't see anyone taking an offer for Geno unless it's like the Dolphins who are going to.
Well, what's his contract? Is it that big of a contract?
I know it's I remember it was like a 3-year deal when he signed it with Seattle before he was traded to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a big deal though.
I think it was was it $100 million deal?
2 years, $75 million.
Yeah, he's in the last year of that deal. What's his
Okay.
cap
Okay.
hit?
No, so hold on. Oh, hold on. I got it. So is it he signed an extension when he got to Vegas last year?
Oh,
So it's a
Yeah.
3-year, $75 million extension that is keeping him under contract to the 2027 year. So
They don't have an out. They don't have an out in that contract.
I don't know. I'm looking at it. So the 2026 cap hit would be $26.5 million for that deal.
Yeah, the only way they would get it, I wouldn't even get rid of Geno because you're going to need you can't just give Mendoza the starting quarterback job. You need to have competition
Yeah.
for these, and that's the biggest mistake the Jets made with
Yeah.
Zach Wilson. They didn't give him any competition whatsoever when he
Yeah.
got the quarterback job.
they emptied out
And-
the quarterback room for him. Yeah.
Correct. And a lot of teams do this. That's another reason why I think Josh Rosen failed.
Hmm.
That and they had Sam Bradford, who, I mean, he never lived up to his potential. The only thing that lived to the potential of Sam Bradford was his bank account.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like you got to have some sort of competition there. I think they keep Geno, but man, the Dolphins, I don't know if they're going to get a trade offer because Tua's contract is that bad.
Yeah.
And I think they'd rather swallow the $90 million dead pill, Bronco style, just to get out of it.
Right.
Just to kickstart it. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on to running back. We have Nick Jets. Bruce Hall's kind of been suffering the last few years.
He deserves. He's the best running back we've had since Chris Ivory, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard rumors he might go to Denver maybe. Because he's the top
That'd be
dog with Walker. They're gonna resign Kenneth. So it's not,
Yeah. There's no way the Seahawks are going to let him walk.
You know where I think he could go, and this is a sleeper team for him. There's 2 sleeper teams I could see him going. I could see him going to Arizona because LaFleur is now the head coach there, and I know they have a connection with each other.
Yeah.
The second team is the Tennessee Titans with Robert Saleh.
Okay.
With that connection.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with those.
I think the only thing would be like both teams have two backs, but at the same time, they both got like hurt. Like the Cardinals, like James Conner, Trey Benson, they couldn't stay on the field at all.
Trey Benson stinks, by the way. I never liked him coming out of college. I was not a Trey Benson guy.
No, he had some fantasy value for a little bit.
Some fantasy value, but not actual value.
Yeah,
he was basically the Blake Bortles of running back position. That's basically Trey Benson. He's the Blake Bortles of his position.
Right. And then the Titans with Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears.
He's another one I don't understand why people like. I don't think Spears is that great at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Pollard actually finished very well. Surprisingly, he had 1,000 yards. But at this point, like we all like the result of those 1,000 yards didn't mean much to any winning games or whatnot. The other name I've heard like maybe to Chicago would be Travis Etienne, but I think the Jags should just keep him. Like, why?
Yeah, a lot of these guys you have on here, Andrew, I think are re-signing with their teams. Like, I think Javonte might re-sign with Dallas. I think Daddle stays in Carolina, and I think Etienne stays in Jackson. I think Daddle stays in Carolina.
I agree. Yeah,
I think the only running back, excluding Brees, because I still think Brees is gone. If he stays with the Jets, I'd be fine, but I think he's gone. But I think Kenneth Walker is a sleeper for leaving because I've been hearing that the Seahawks, if they're going to tag him, they will not use the franchise tag. I've heard of talks of them using the transition tag. And if you don't know what the transition tag is, it's basically you tag someone, they could, have free agency, they could explore, they could get an offer. That team who they tagged can match that contract.
Yep.
Basically, an example. Remember when the Dolphins transition tagged Charles Clay?
Yeah.
Tight end / fullback.
Yeah,
he had an offer from the Buffalo Bills, and the Dolphins had an opportunity to match that deal, and obviously they didn't. And he went to Buffalo. That's how the transition tag works. I think that's what the Seahawks are going to do.
So it's like the NFL version of like a sign and trade.
I agree. And I wish teams would use that more. Because the transition tag could be useful. I mean, it worked for the Broncos with Julius Thomas when he was the tight end. This was when they had that that domination at Super Bowl 48. Thomas then was transition tagged, and I think it was Demaryius Thomas that was franchise tagged.
Yeah.
And Julius Thomas was in negotiation with, I think it was Jacksonville, if I remember.
Yeah, he went to Jacksonville.
And the transition tag came into a play there. And that's how Jacksonville got him because the Broncos didn't want to match that contract.
Right.
Am I that big of a nerd that I know this?
Yeah.
No, I've heard of the transition tag. Like it's been done. Like I know with the Lamar Jackson contract saga, like there were talks of that being a thing.
Yeah.
But to get back to the point, I think I don't know.
I deserve that.
I think there's some stuff with Dowdle and Dave Canales not giving him enough playing time, like in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I get that aspect of it, but I think Dowdle. I don't see his market, other than Carolina.
I don't think he's going to get tagged. Look, he came out of nowhere. Like, if there was like awards of the best free agent signing for running backs, Dowdle's number one on that list. You could argue. Williams was Williams signed to Dallas?
Yes, he was signed to Dallas.
You could argue that, but I still think it was Dowdle because that dude came out of he was a scrub in Dallas.
Well, he had a great first half of the season, and then second half he really struggled. But I also think
he was playing hurt.
They also ran. I also think Canales ran away from the run game a little bit. They tried to go too pass heavy with Bryce Young, especially at the end, because I do think they were trying to get T-Mac the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's my conspiracy theory on that. But I think Dowdle, I think he has a decent market. But I do think Carolina will probably more than likely keep him.
I think Carolina could afford to lose him just because I think they like keeping Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah,
I don't think they can just keep that. They need a good backup. But Rico Dowdle's going to demand more money than Carolina would want to pay.
Correct.
I'm not sure what team needs a Rico Dowdle, but someone will give him some money.
And then
Yeah.
I'll say this about Rashad Wright real quick. He's probably going to go to Washington. That's been the rumor about White.
Oh yeah.
Is him going to Washington to pair up with Jaden Daniels and his.
Does Washington have the cap space to bring him on? They have a lot of old guys, a lot of bad contracts on that. I mean,
I don't. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what Rashad, but if he is willing to take less money to do that, he's been advocate about.
And I don't see him staying. I don't see him staying in Tampa. They have plenty of running backs there.
Yeah.
Sean Tucker comes to mind there. Who's the other running back they have?
Sean Tucker and Bucky Irvin.
Corey Krosky-Merritt.
Yeah,
Irvin. Bucky Irvin.
Oh, well, from Washington, yeah.
Yeah, Bucky Irving. That's
Tampa.
the guy I was thinking of.
Tampa.
Yeah. If you're gonna keep a guy like White's a good third down back to have, but Tucker really came out of the woodwork, and I don't think you need this. And Tampa's got a lot of issues too, but it will be interesting to see where he goes. I said earlier the Chiefs need a running back too. I could see him going to Kansas City. I mean, they almost traded I think it was it a fourth or a third round pick for Breece Hall?
It was a third round pick. They were trying to get. They were. I think the Jets wanted a third, but they were only offering a fourth.
Yeah. But the thing you got to watch with the running backs market for the Chiefs, the Chiefs are still slammed up into the salary cap. You can
I think they're drafting.
They're probably going to draft one more than anything.
And the Chiefs drafting has not been good the past few years. If you look at their draft class. Not good.
But here's the thing: if you get Jeremiah Love with Patrick, gosh, that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, that's pretty. I think that'll be a pretty potent lineup. Yeah.
I mean, I still think it wouldn't shock me if Jeremiah Love goes to that spot, or if the Chiefs want to do a trade up or something like that.
Yeah,
trade up.
I do think it's a sleeper for him going to New Orleans, Jeremiah Love, because
Kamara's there too.
Kamara's getting up there, and I love Alvin Kamara. He's a great back, but they gotta have a plan. I can't honestly. I'm not even joking. I can't name another running back in New Orleans off the top of my head.
Devin Miller, I think.
Kendrick.
I mixed Kendrick Miller and Devin Neal.
But we're talking about that's good, and I don't think those two are good.
The one thing that's kind of underrated, I didn't mention here. It involves the Texans. I don't know what they're gonna do at running back. I know Woody Marks had a good rookie year, but he never finished the game. He got hurt every time.
It's gonna be interesting to see how Joe Mixon because Joe Mixon he got hurt. And I don't think he played a game, did he? I might be wrong.
No, I think he might have played 2, and then he
didn't play at all.
Yeah.
He didn't play at all. Okay,
yeah.
I was on at all.
Mixon, once he's healthy, will be interesting. And once Nathaniel Tank, I refuse to call him by his name Tank. I think it's stupid. Nathaniel Dell comes back. I think that offense will be better.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of receivers, George Pickens, he's gonna get the bag from Dallas. There's no way. Even if he gets tagged, I would, if I were him, I would just try to do the holdout thing, because he was the one there when him and Lamb were both on the field.
Problem is the dude's a piece of work. He'll probably get himself into trouble. So if I were him, I'm not even yes, he got tagged. I'd rather get that contract locked in ASAP.
Yeah.
Because knowing how he screwed over everybody in Pittsburgh with that pro camps fiasco and his attitude, I would get that contract locked up quick if I was him.
Yeah.
But will they? Yeah.
It's Jerry Jones. He'll take the cheap route. He's terrible at negotiating with these star players.
My real quick thing about Pickens is that I definitely see him tag right. Because you look at this from Jerry Jones' perspective. All right, you pay Dak, you pay CD, you say goodbye to Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's it's another year, it's another person you have to pay. I'm sure he would love to just put the tag on it and say ESPN's not going to talk about this. But if Pickens decides to hold out, Micah Parsons, we're going to have a whole nother offseason all about the Cowboys, baby. It'll be the same thing over again.
My advice to Dallas: don't trade him for a pick, because with how much of a cancer he was in Pittsburgh. And he can catch a football. He's amazing at that.
Yeah.
But the attitude's really hurting him. That's
don't
why
trade him for a pig. Trade him for a player.
Well,
if you can get
I
him.
don't know. I mean, I kind of want Dallas to not do well. I mean, my team needs a high pick that will eventually.
Me and
ruin
Brandon
in
are
a
right
few
where they're
years.
with you, buddy.
Yeah, we're right with you. But
But
Yeah.
I got both. I imagine if, like, to add more to the pieces of work there, they decide to bring in the receiver who refused to play for San Francisco and legitimately legitimately live stream himself speeding at Levi's Stadium on a live stream.
Yeah.
no,
Idiot.
crazy. Oh, I'm going to go down to Romeo Dobbs, real quick too, because there's been rumors with Sean Mannion being named the OC in Philly that he might want to get a Green Bay guy in there, and Dobbs would probably be a good receiver 3 to go along if the Eagles keep AJ Brown.
Yeah.
And either way, too, Dobbs can be a number 2 right behind Devontae if we do trade AJ.
Dobbs can also play out of the slot too.
Yeah, I was about to say that. And let's be real, like, that team definitely needs another guardian cap on that team with all the chaos going on there. And
we
Romeo
don't have
Dobbs,
the guardian caps, many of them on our team to begin.
Yeah,
with.
but you need a guardian cap to keep that culture leveled, because it got a little chaotic in the end. And if you bring in Dubes in there, he'd be the perfect person to, put a guardian cap on the locker room. He has experience in that. Okay, I gotta stop this.
That was a good joke.
I have a question for you guys on this list. Who do you think is leaving, and who do you think is staying?
I think that Wandale is leaving. Ayuk is gone for sure.
Yeah, Ayuk is gone.
I think the guys who are staying, well, you got to throw Pickens in there. I think Evans is going to be a Buccaneer for life. I don't see how.
I did see, though, that he might want to leave. I did see that.
Well,
but where would he go, though?
I don't know, though. That's the weird thing about Mike Evans.
I mean,
you never know.
I mean,
maybe
he could go to the Saints if he wants to go to a division rival. I mean, maybe.
But he doesn't like the Saints, so
that is true. If you're in Seattle, though, you have to keep Shaheed. Not only did you buy him, that was such an underrated move. Like, when you talk about the trade deadline, everyone goes with Jacoby Myers to Jacksonville as the top trade. I mean, the Jets getting all that pick for Ahmad Sauce. I refuse to call him by Sauce. I think it's stupid. His first name is Ahmad. Enough calling him Sauce. But Rashid Shaheed is, in my opinion, the best trade deadline move last year. Not only did he add another weapon for Sam Darnold, but he was a big piece to that special teams. And he's basically what Percy Harvin was, but he actually was more consistent.
Well, he's also healthy
on offense, and he was also healthy too.
Yeah,
but I think if I'm Seattle, you got to find a way to keep Shaheed there.
Yeah. Well, going back to Mike Evans, the Ravens didn't use D-Hop for whatever reason. I don't understand, but like they still need the X receiver. Bateman had a down year; he was also hurt. Zay Flowers is good and all, but one of these guys
I don't think he's ever recovered.
AJ Brown, by the way.
I agree.
I would also say for San Francisco, I could definitely see them keeping Juwan and letting Brandon go, just because they paid him all that money a couple of years ago, and it's like, okay,
all that controversy surrounding him too.
Boy, did Pittsburgh and New England dodge a bullet with Ayuk, dude. They dodged it.
Really.
And you want to know what's crazy too about Juwan Jennings? I want to see if you guys remember this. And did you know that he played with 5 broken ribs throughout the entire season?
Yeah, I knew that.
How is that possible?
That's crazy.
I don't know how they even allow it. Like, how they not even?
I guess he just put on like extra padding in there and just
extra padding. I'd ask for like adamantium with liver
extra
in my ribs.
Yeah, you got adamantium injections into his ribs.
Extra smelling salts. Hey, Wally, Greg Jennings knows a thing about playing on a broken leg. I can tell you that.
But no, just from a San Francisco perspective, like without Ayuk, right? You keep Jennings, you keep Ricky Pearsall,
Pearsall
keep Kittle healthy and McCaffrey healthy. You just made it to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
I feel like they'd be happy with we could do this again. Same roll back. So let Brandon Ayuk go and let another team pay that would be my advice.
If I'm San Francisco, though, you got to get a tight end. And then I know I'm
get like
a
backup tight end for Kittle, because he's definitely up there in age.
I'm not even joking saying this. That would be the perfect spot for Kyle Pitts to go to, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I think that would be the perfect spot because I don't think Kittle's playing next year. Like, no, I think he ruptured his Achilles, and
that's right. Yeah.
I don't think I would not be shocked if he doesn't play next year. I mean, these guys are psychopaths, and he's the founder of TE University, so he'll find some way to get himself on the field. But Kyle Pitts is the player where I think San Francisco will bring in because I like Jake Tongs. I do. I think he's a great backup tight end, but Pitts needs to go there.
The thing with Pitts is is he gonna label himself a tight end for the money, or if he goes to San Fran, you might as well just have him as a receiver, because they're just missing bodies. But I'm not sure.
Maybe they could get like one of those electromagnetic field like those scientists to stop the electric. I don't know. There was like some sort of conspiracy theory out there. Yeah. It's crazy. Like that conspiracy.
It's beyond a conspiracy at this point.
It's all that 5G now.
And then I guess Kelsey's gonna come back for another year. We're gonna have to wait on that.
I have a hot take about Travis Kelce. It involves my team. So with Goddard on the market, obviously we're probably not going to. I mean, we might be able to do it if we move on for AJ Brown. I would love to keep Dallas Goddard in an Eagles uniform. But my hot take is 1 year. If he wants to just play one more season, have him in Philly for 1 year. And I'm saying, it'd be interesting to see what a Travis Kelce can do with Jalen Hurts in his Eagles offense.
I have a question for you, Brandon. Since you think Travis Kelce's going there, do you think all the new fans that love the Swift mops, apparently the Swift mops have been growing in popularity in the National
I thought they left
Football
already.
No. I'm saying everyone is so tremendous with Swift. I mean, the mop brand is tremendous. I mean, are they going to be selling Swift mops, Philadelphia Eagles brand, at games if Travis Kelce goes there?
Probably, sure, for sure.
Moneymaker, why not?
Yeah, moneymaker. And here's the funny. Here's why I had that hot take, because obviously, New Heights, the podcast. Yeah. Imagine if Travis and Jason are in the same area, doing the podcast. That would be crazy. But no, he did not. There's a Barbie of the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. Watch the Total Apex Media podcast on Tuesday, Nick, and watch the lifestyle segment. That you'll see a Barbie doll on that.
Oh, I'm not surprised that there's Barbie does say what you want about the Scrub movie that was made. They know how to market very well.
Oh, wow.
They really do know how to market very well. And
hot take out of the way, I do think Travis is going back to Kansas City if he does come back.
That's
just a fun little hot take I had. So
I have a question to ask too. If the Chiefs do go to the Super Bowl, if the halftime show with if Swift does perform at the halftime show, is Travis Kelce just going to stay on the bench?
Probably
watching.
Might happen if Swift does that. Yep. Yeah. If Taylor Swift plays in the halftime show, he might just stay out there.
Maybe he might be forced to stay out there.
It's crazy.
You might not have a choice in that.
Moving on to
my advice to Travis Kelce: don't pull a Stephon Diggs and allow your baby mamas to be in attendance. And
he doesn't have any baby mamas.
He doesn't have any, man. He don't have kids, so he's in the clear, man.
He's already golden.
He's in the clear.
I know. I'm just throwing that out there.
So we already talked about Pitts. That's funny. We already talked about Pitts. We already talked about Kelce. Goddard is Goddard and Njoku.
Man, Goddard was so good for fantasy. Like,
yeah.
I don't know who they paid to make him the focal point sometimes, but
you know where I could see Goddard going just to stick it to the Eagles because the Eagles screwed them in the draft when they traded up for him. I could see Dallas taking him. Dallas.
No.
Many forget the Dallas Cowboys were going to draft. The Dallas Cowboys were going to draft Dallas Goddard.
Yeah, I remember this.
Traded up to screw him. I could see Jerry Jones trying to pull a screw you and get him in the field. Him and Ferguson and
Ferguson
and Schoonmaker. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. I think it's Schoonmaker. Like that's a tight end triplet that would be crazy unstoppable. But I think everyone on this list, Isaiah Likely is likely going to be leaving the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I don't think after the confusing Mark Andrews extension, I don't even know why they did the extension when they did it because they definitely did not have to. Like
I agree. Honestly, he should have been cut after last year with that whole drop thing because that's a catch you don't recover.
Or even just because I think it was like they gave him an extension and he had like 1 year left on his deal, so just play that out.
Yeah,
and to be honest, I think Baltimore's blowing it up after this year because with last year was their last chance, and I love Lamar and all that, but the way he plays, and I fear for Josh Allen too with the way he plays, they're going to decline hard. Like Cam Newton level decline hard with the way they play. They're more physical, mobile way of playing. I could legit see them trade and like purge pieces to restart. I mean, they started to kind of do that with when they traded Odafe Jason Owe to the Chargers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I really could see them starting that process. So
yeah, I mean, just to finish that thought up, I kind of pushed back on that because actually I thought their chance of actually making it with 2024. Not even, I'm not even talking about last year.
Yeah, that was during that Chiefs game where I blame Lamar more on that because those last two drives were awful.
Yeah, they were still in that game. Yeah,
some of the throws he was making, like it was so bad. I thought he put the Louisville Cardinals helmet on.
But also blame Flowers for fumbling it at the goal line too.
Oh yeah, he should have been cut too, Zay Flowers after that.
Yeah, but no, I really think the Ravens getting the defensive scheme totally changed with Minter. It's gonna change things because before today I would have said Zach Orr was still unemployed, but he actually goes to Mike McDonald's Seattle Seahawks as a linebacker coach, which is good for him.
I think it's better for him. I think he's a better positional coach than defensive coordinator.
Yeah, yeah, he was not ready.
There's just coaches that are not ready. Like example, Gerard Mayo. I still think he's a good coach. He was too raw of a coach to take the head coaching job.
Yeah, well, he went from being the DC or I think he was like the linebackers coach, and then he went all the way to the head coach. Yeah.
I mean, his coaching was so bad. I'm pretty sure Jordan Hudson would do a better job at the coaching spot.
Yeah, but I mean that will basically do it. Moving off of the tight ends and stuff. Be back next Friday. We're going to cover all the defensive free agents. I think for offense this year, there's enough guys. There's also players I didn't even mention on down in the pecking order. We didn't really get to talk about what is it, Wan'Dale Robinson?
Scrub. That's all we need to say. Scrub.
I mean, I will say though, 100 catches back to back years is pretty good.
I mean, Wan'Dale is a good slot receiver, but he's not your number one or number two.
Yeah. I know we didn't mention the offensive line. Where do you see Linderbaum going? Because he's going to get paid as the center, the top offensive line.
Well, I think Baltimore's number one priority right now is to get him back.
Re-sign Linderbaum, yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
I guess maybe the Giants, and then they would just move.
No, the Giants don't have the cap space to bring him. I don't see it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just hope the Ravens that's their number one thing, and then first they could probably do the Lamar extension first, and then that would free up money.
I would not extend Lamar. I would not do it. with
Man,
it's probably going to happen because he's the franchise guy.
I understand that, but with the way he plays and his style, and we started to see the decline this year, I would have held off on it for another season.
Well, could you say the decline was in part because his O-line was not up to snuff?
I would say
a mixture.
Because a lot of his injuries come in the pocket, not so much from him running.
I think it's a mixture, because even when he was out of the pocket, like some of his throws were off. Like he was a lot more slower. I mean, I see what you're saying with his offensive line was real, and I'll tell you what, I also scout on the side too. One of the biggest L's I'm ever going to take is saying that Daniel Falele was going to be this great tackle, because I legit had him as like the number 3 tackle prospect when he came out because of his size and the way he moved.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm going to take an L there. But hey, I did get a W with Tariq Woolen.
Hey, at least you got that one right.
He's pretty good, yeah.
With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. We've had a good 2-hour podcast here. Time flies by when you're having fun. Tune in to next week's Totally Apex Media podcast, the main show, for a little bit of preview of this next week's show here on the sports podcast. I'm going to start with Nick. Give shout out to Nick, content manager over with Totally Apex Sports for the college sports and fighting realm. Let the audience know where they can find you at.
Well, first, you can find me on Total Apex Sports. I mean, I write like crazy on there. I have to get that there. Social media, you could find me on X. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. Just type my name. I don't know. Is it on this corner if they could see? Or I don't know. Am I pointing at it right?
No. You were.
Oh, it's this one. It's this one? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could just type my name over here. You could see me. If you want to see what my profile is, it's me without the beard right now. Yeah, so, follow me on there.
Shane, go ahead and shout out your stuff, man.
It's been great. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on X at 2Shanes. Just recently did a recap of like running backs or dynasty football. I'm trying to go bing, 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 do the quarterbacks, to the wide receivers, to the tight ends. So if you're interested in that, please read Total Apex Sports.
Jacob, you got a lot of
NBA. Total Apex. Find me on Instagram. My handle is JD Perrine 24. So, and then I do a lot of stuff for Total Apex. I'm kind of like the main guy for recaps. So if you need to get caught up on any game that happened over the weekend, like let's say we have a big college basketball game, I most likely will write about it. So I'm the recap.
You guys want some news? You guys want some news here? Zach LaVine has undergone season-ending surgery.
Oh, the Kings!
Oh wow,
the Kings
are tanking too.
Surprise!
The King. That's a nice.
I'm sorry for interrupting your outro.
You're good. I was wrapping it up anyway. So
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but you can find me at my handle right there, and right after the All-Star break, like we're gonna get more NBA betting and odds, and then March Madness coming up later this month. So stay tuned. We'll have our normal program on Tuesday with the entertainment, gaming, lifestyle, and then we'll be back next week on Friday to cover the rest of the free agents. So. Thanks for hanging with us.
And then I'll finish off here. My name is Brandon Ellis, obviously, assistant site manager on the sports. You can find me at 30B Ellis on X. I have Facebook. I have all Instagram as well. We got a lot of big things going on. Like Andrew just said, next week's Total Apex Media podcast should be a good one with a lot of good stuff. And then next Friday, we got the defense free agency, everybody. That's a big one, along with like NBA All-Star Weekend recap, final Olympics coverage, and a few other things. So tune in next week.
Yep.